So now we are going to look through the range, that is the range for the LX and the LY values, to print out the LX being the short span and the LY being the long span. So at this point, we are going to write a code to return the short and then the long span within each panel. So to do that, we'll use an if statement, right? So we will come down here and write if, so the variable within the LX range, so I is less than, we need a semicolon. Since it's an if statement, and then we'll come down and say, so we are going to assign the LX value by LX val, LX val will be I, and ly val will be j. Again, if I is greater than j, then in this case our LX value will be j and the ly value will be I. Similarly, for the third condition, that is when the panel has equal dimensions. So in this case, I equals j. So if I equals j, so since we are assigning it to another variable, we'll use double equal sign, then we'll need a semicolon at the end. So in this case, LX value will be I, and ly value will be either I or j because the panel has the same dimension. So let's keep it at I. Okay, so at this point, let us print our result and check if we have any errors so far. To do that, we are going to use a print statement. So we'll do print. So we are going to print the LX values, LX underscore values, val. So what we've done here is we are looping through the range. So for instance, we go through panel A, and then we want to print out the LX and the LY value, where the LX is always the short span and LY is always the long span. So that's the if statement we've implemented here. So print LX value. So we can debug now. We come up here, click on it once. So we have an error, too many values to unpack. Expected to. Okay, so we can add a zip statement here. So the zip statement will combine the values within this for us, and I'm sure that will be able to resolve the error we had. So let us print now. Let us run now. We still have an error. I'm sure we have an error with the indentation. So let us bring this back and run again. Right, so everything works fine now. So with span A or panel A, so the short span is 4,500 and the long span is 5,800, and that has been printed here. So the short span is 4,500. Similarly for panel B, the short span is 5,800, long span 5,800. So that has been printed here. And finally for span C or panel C, the short span is 5,800, and that has been printed here. Again, let us print the values for the LY. So we can copy the print statement here and bring it down. We can then edit this to LY value and let us debug. So that has also been printed here. But we are going to redefine or make this print out statement a bit clearer and understandable to read. So to do that, we are going to add another variable and a range to our input parameters here. So to do that, we can come here and let's call that third parameter spans. Okay, so that will be a range, so we need two square brackets. And so we are going to label the panels, right? So we can do either panel A, panel B, panel C, or span A, span B, span C. So we can copy this and edit, right? Because we are going to do a text in there. So we can copy this and edit to make our work faster. And we can change that to panel A, panel A. And the next panel will be panel B. The next one, panel C. Right, so we define another parameter here, and we'll come to the loop statement and add that one there as well. So let's call that K. Let's call that K, and we'll pass it within the zip statement. So that will be spans. Okay, so now we are going to redefine the print statement, so we can delete that, and we'll come down again and write print. So we want to write, so this is what we want to write. We want to write span A. Then we'll return the LX value. So LX equals, no, the value, the LX value, right? So LX value, and ly equals, then we will return the ly value. So this is what we want the print statement to look like. So head back. So we'll do F. So the F will allow us to return the values in curly brackets. So F, and then we'll do a double inverted comma since we are going to write a text, and we'll write what I just explained. So span A, and we'll have a semicolon at the end, and then we'll return the LX and the LY value. So to do that, we are going to return the spans, right? So panel A, panel A. So that variable is K. So we are going to put that in curly brackets and write K. Again, after that, we'll need the semicolon. Now we need to return the LX value. So LX value equals, we are going to return the LX val. So we need the curly bracket and then LX underscore val and ly value equals, again we return the ly value, so we'll put that in curly bracket and ly value, ly underscore val, and then we add the double inverted comma to close the if statement. So at this point, let us run the code. So we have an error. The print statement has not been executed. So what we can, I'm sure it's an indentation error. So let us bring this back and debug again. Okay, so this is what we expect. So for panel A, the LX value is 4,500 as seen here. The short span is 4,500 and the long span is 5,800. For panel B, the LX value is 5,000 and the short span and the long span is 5,800. Similarly, for panel C, the short span is 5,800 and the long span is 6,500. So that looks good now. So the next thing we are going to do is to calculate the value of our aspect ratio, right? So we can comment that out and write, so hash, so calculate aspect ratio. So as I explained earlier on, the K is basically the ratio of our long span to the short span. So we are going to loop through this range here, and within each panel, we are going to print out the K, where the K is the ratio of the ly val, which we've established to be the long span, and the lx val, which is the short span.